From New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show.
Okay, let's get started. It's time for... Yes, come on. So last night was a big night on Broadway. The Cher Show debuted, and it was a runaway success, according to most people. Cher is 72 years old. Remember, we were telling you, I believe last week, that she was complaining that she wanted the set changed, she wanted the cast changed, she wanted the makeup changed, she wanted the wigs changed, she wanted everything changed. She was done. Well, I guess she liked it enough because at 72, she gave us a surprise performance at the end when she came back to turn back time. Yeah, she looks good. There were 3 different Chers that played her during 3 different incarnations of her life, you know what I mean? I think that this is worth a checkout. Whether Cher shows up at the end or not, it's still worth a checkout, you know? And so the Sonny character, actor, he got annoyed because he saw Kanye tweeting, or on his device, while Kim was paying attention, but Kanye was busy looking down. And so he goes something like, if you just put down your cell phone, you see we're doing a show up here. And Kanye said something to the effect of, pardon me, and my lack of etiquette. Well, you know what? Not for nothing. There are 2 schools of thought. First, well, yes. I'm sure the Cher Show was a solid 2 hours. Yeah, that's a lot of lifetime. You can't just make that like a 1-hour play, which would be perfect timing for me. You have to make it 2 hours. It's a life of a Cher. Kanye is constantly creating. Kanye probably does not have a long attention span, like a lot of us, like me. And you're in the middle of a row. You can't get up, you can't walk out. You can't, you can't fidget, you can't use your device. It would drive me, I love Broadway, I love in my mind, I love Broadway. But 2 hours sitting someplace where I'm trapped, like even a movie. I walk out of movies, even movies that I find really good, it's just like, okay, I've had enough. I'm sitting here so long, ow. Or oh. I don't know, but he said that he and Kim held hands during I Got You, Babe. This is what he told this guy. And, Kim loves Cher, and so good for them. Clap if you're with me, though. Do you have a short attention span? Yeah, exactly. And I think the difference between Broadway versus, doing television, we're a 1-hour show, but at least you can get up and move around your house and get on your device during commercial breaks while you pay attention to commercials, but you're still on your device and you can make your coffee or you can do stuff. If you got a fancy TV, you can pause us. So anyway, it's a whole lot different. Thank God for TV. So, Beyonce's fans are furious with her. What I do now? Well, over the weekend, Beyonce and Jay-Z performed at the Global Citizens Festival in South Africa. Now, you know, the fans thought that they could watch the 2-hour performance online because Beyonce and Jay-Z weren't the only ones there. There were tons of acts there, but they were probably the biggest. Yeah, the biggest. So they streamed the entire show, but when they get to Beyonce and Jay-Z's part, they stream only 25 minutes and then it cuts off. And then it picks back up at the next person and continues on. So what do you make of that? What do you make of it? I mean, anything I say about Beyonce, everybody always tells me either I'm jealous of her or I hate her. I'm not jealous of her and I don't hate her. So, you know, bzz. But here's what I think. I think that this was done by the Global Citizens people, which is a bigger situation than Jay-Z and Beyonce. These artists are supposedly performing free. The money's all going to charity. The Nelson Mandela, you know, it was to celebrate his birthday, which even though it wasn't this past weekend, it's July 18th, the same birthday as me. This past July was his 100th birthday, and you know, so I feel like they could have probably together, or at least she, might have had enough power to insist that they stream the whole show. Don't stop it. Don't stop it. And what are you getting out of this? Like, what do you want people to do now? Go online, Jay-Z and Beyonce, and pay for the rest of it? Put it on Tidal, you know, where they're gonna pay, you know? Norman said he'd pay $30 for it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's worth it. Yeah.
Happy Easter. No, but okay, so they can make some money off this. But my thought is that this was not probably the Spotify or the Global Citizens people's thing. This is probably Jay-Z and Beyonce's people saying, look, cut it, let's make some money. Here's how they impressed me, honest to goodness. Hundreds of millions of dollars. These people, the two of them together, they impress me as the types of people who don't leave a penny on the floor. Even with all the riches, they will cheeseball you out with the cheesiest mess. Like, give this to your fans for free. Like, give it to them. I mean, don't you have enough? It's the holiday seasons, for goodness sakes. Give it to them for free and apologize for that. And by the way, happy birthday, Jay-Z. He's 49. Okay, so I've got my next destination planned for vacation. It is a must, and it's so unlikely that you would ever guess it. I'm going to Greece. No. I love Greek food, I love Greek women, and I love the Greek men. But most of all, Lindsay Lohan has got this new reality show. It premieres in January. And when I get to Greece, I'm staying at the Lohan Beach House. Yup, yeah. Whoa, family vote, yup. The show is following Lindsay as she runs her Lohan Beach House club in Mykonos. Take a look.
I've gone through so much in my past. People always have given me trouble for going to clubs, so why don't I just open my own? Boss bitch.
It's Lindsay's Club,
Welcome to my Mykonos. To work for me, you have to be the best of the best.
Lindsay's Way.
I want to build an empire here. Did you miss me?
So, the premise of the show is she's like Lisa Vanderpump. You know, she's the boss. She's hiring people, firing people, checking up on them, seeing who's doing drugs, seeing who's breaking the laws around there. It's gonna be a riot. I think she can do this. And I don't just wanna go to Greece. I wanna, Lindsay, I wanna stay at your place. As a matter of fact, show, I would love to bring show cameras. Yep. Not to do a full show there, but definitely, you know, a piece. Like, let's do a piece. Lynn's, by the way, will be here after the first of the year to promote the show. It starts on MTV in like January or something like that. So I'll be watching. You'll be watching? I'll be watching. Yeah. Clap if you don't care. Oh, a few people don't care. All right. They're elderly. Lindsay, by the way, this is her on the cover of Paper magazine with her pendulous breasts. Wow. I think she looks terrific. And look inside. Yeah. I think she looks great. I love what this magazine does to people. Well, she's sick. She says she's sick and tired of getting bad press. There was nothing really in it that we already don't know about Lindsay, but she did speak about that human trafficking incident that we told you about the other week, and we showed you the footage. If you don't remember, take a look, listen closely.
What's happening? They're trafficking children. Shala, I won't leave until I take you. You're ruining agriculture by doing this. The whole world is seeing this right now. Hello. Give me your hand. Give me your hand. I'm like in shock right now. And they were trying to run to me, and I'm just like so scared.
So Lindsay says in the magazine that she read the situation wrong and she learned from it. I don't know what was up that night. All I'm saying is I like Lindsay Lohan and I will be watching her show. And Lindsay Lohan's Beach Club premieres January 8th, actually, on MTV. I'm there. You there? I'm there. So, can't go a day without talking about Cardi B, I guess. Well, the judge is threatening to arrest Cardi if she doesn't show up in court on Friday. Now, apparently, she was a show in court yesterday over allegations that she had two strippers beat up because she thought that they were sleeping with Offset. Okay. The strippers are friends. Their names are Jade and Baddie G. Oh, sisters. Jade and Baddie G. Okay. Cardi's lawyer went to the court and reportedly said that she had a prior commitment and she was too busy for court. In the meantime, here's her prior commitment. She was, yeah. She was in Miami filming a music video, and that was her prior commitment. Well, you know what? Okay, music videos, they cost a lot to put together. Maybe it was all set. She should have shown up anyway. It just so happens that this is also the week of the world famous Art Basel, so she's got a whole lot going on down there. Every celebrity wants to be there, Cardi, so why not stay until Thursday at 11:59? But you better be in court on Friday. Now, the strippers in question look like this. They were in the Nicki Minaj video. See, Nicki does petty stuff like this, which I still think she's too big to even be doing. The blondes, there they are. Are they lovers with each other?
No, they're sisters.
Oh, look.
Oh, I mean,
I don't-
I'm not. This is a daytime show.
Have you ever seen something?
No. I mean,
Oh, okay.
it's not my lane.
Okay. Sorry. How you doing? Well, here's the thing with the law and taxes and anything dealing with the cops or anything. I would go out of my way to settle everything. That's me personally. I don't like to mess around. I would tell the entire production, no, we will shut this down. I gotta be in court, I gotta settle this. And then we will start the music video. We'll film at night. I'll be here at 9 o'clock tonight. And we'll film at night, you know? And then catch the sun in the morning. And catch it in the morning. I just don't like messing around with the law. Because you just never know when they're gonna roll up on you. Like, you don't even know you have warrants. And all you were doing was going to get a Gatorade. You're walking out of the corner store and they're walking up on you. What? A warrant? So, Ozzy Osbourne, it's not about him. It's more about what he's been through. And it could be any one of us. Ozzy Osbourne almost died. Well, several times in life, but particularly recently, after getting a manicure. Oh, pull up to the bumper, come on now. Come on. He got an infection in his thumb and needed to go to the emergency room. Then he had to have emergency surgery. The doctor said he could have died if the infection spread to his blood. Now, here's my thought. This could happen to any one of you all because I don't, but you all spend a whole lot of time, men and women these days, in the manicure. And even when you say you're bringing your own stuff, they're still using, I mean, there's just something real germy about it. I don't like it. That's why I do my own. Not even bringing your own, but you should bring your own tools. But I don't even trust that. Not to say that they're doing anything with the tools, but just to say it's a dirty place. You know? And don't trust that blue light water. And you know when you put your hands in that thing, you know that's the cancer. In my head, who needs blue lights and stuff heating up on you? No. So I do my own nails. I always tell you, my own fingernails all the time. Ever since we got this show, it's just, I used to be a nail girl, but once we got the show, it just became too much. So I do them on my own all the time. I can't do my own pedicure though. So I go quickly. I'm in there for like 5 minutes for clip my toenails, because you know, you can't clip them real good from the side. You know, if you want a good clipation, you gotta stretch out and have her do it. And might I suggest you bring your own moisturizer as opposed to them using their moisturizer on you, just in case. And also one more thing, a little trick that I've learned, even for the twice a year that I might go for a proper manicure, I always get a dry one. I don't want your water, give it to me dry. And the same thing with a dry pedicure. Dry pedicure, no water involved. Nope. Look, in the name of Ozzy Osbourne. All right, everybody, a little louder. Oh, never mind. A little softer. We got more time. Eddie Murphy and his fiancée Paige gave birth to his 10th child. I like it. His son's name is Max, after his father, and Charles after his brother, and then Murphy, Max Charles Murphy. He has 10 kids with 5 women. This is he and Paige's second. I like it. Why not? You know, I have to give him a pass, unlike the other sloppy people that we talk about with all the kids and all the babies' moms. Even though I do feel like when you have 10 kids, you're really not spending adequate time with any of them. You know, you're really not. No matter how much money you have, you're really not. But he doesn't, what does he do with his days? You know, he counts his money. He goes outside. We only see him outside to get a coffee. He goes to get a coffee. He's got his car keys. He drives, last time we saw, he was driving a Mercedes. Quite a few times we see him, it's a simple Mercedes. You know, not like some big, giant, fancy European car. A Mercedes. I like it. And he's 57? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a good one. Pete Davidson, wow, wow, wow. I'll get you the next time. We got more great show for you, everybody. Up next, it's time for Celebrity Lookalikes. So grab a snack and come on back. It's time for my new favorite segment, Judge Wendy. Two Wendy watchers have a problem, and I give the ruling. So let's hear case number one.
Crystal is the plaintiff. She's having trust issues with her best friend Ebony after discovering a shocking secret. The secret? Ebony hooked up with Crystal's brother and never told her. Ebony is the defendant. She says it's none of Crystal's business who she hooks up with. It was one time 10 years ago, and she thinks Crystal should just get over it.
Okay. So Crystal, I see you're 28 years old.
Yes.
And Ebony, you're 32.
Yes.
Crystal, I'll speak to you first. So you slept with her brother. Was that once?
Not me. No, that was
Excuse me, that was you.
Yeah.
All right,
I didn't
but-
sleep with him though, Wendy. I didn't sleep with him. We just.
All right, I'm gonna get to you in a moment.
All right.
So how long have you been friends with Ebony?
14 years.
14 years.
14 years. That's a long time, right?
How old is your brother?
36.
All right, so everybody was consenting adults at the time that this happened.
I know.
Well, you were 18 at the time.
Yes.
That's old enough to have sex.
But with my brother, Wendy, like, I just want to start by saying, I don't feel like it's okay for friends to hook up. It's not okay for friends to hook up with friends.
At the time, she was 22 when she hooked up with him. So
But
that
we
was-
were friends. We were already friends.
Look, I'm not pardoning anything, but I can tell you that my ruling is final here.
Yeah, Wendy.
Order, 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 order. All right, so I gotta talk to Ebony. I gotta know more. Ebony,
Hey, Wendy.
you're 32 years old now,
Yes, ma'am.
and what were the circumstances that you hooked up with Crystal's brother?
It was just like a little crush. It was nothing serious. We just made out. And after that, it was what it was. It didn't go no further. It was one time.
Was there alcohol involved?
No, there was no alcohol.
Weed?
Nope, none of that. None of that. We just had an attraction, and after that, it was over. So I didn't feel like I owed her any explanation.
How
I'm
long were you
grown.
attracted to him prior to hooking up with him?
Probably like a year or so before that.
Did you feel the heat from him too?
Yeah. It was one of those like, hey, you cute. Hey,
Yes.
you cute. Hey,
And
boo.
So wait, Crystal, close your ears.
I don't want to hear this.
Set it up for me. When did it happen? Like, how did it happen? Was it in a steamy car, a hotel, your room?
Oh, no, it was nothing like that. It was at their house, you know.
Order, 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 order.
It was at their house, you know. We were in the kitchen. I went downstairs to get something from the kitchen.
Was I there?
Yeah, you were upstairs.
Okay, were you spending the night? Because
Yeah.
you girls were younger at the time.
Yeah.
And so you went downstairs, and what were you wearing?
I had on like regular pajamas. I didn't have nothing provocative, but we always like flirted with each other.
Okay.
So he kind of just pulled me in and we kissed, and after
You were the
that,
only two in the kitchen.
Right.
And it was like
late
what,
night.
2 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, it was
Where
late
was
night. You was upstairs.
You upstairs sleeping or on the phone. Order, order, order. So he pulled you in and he kissed you.
Yeah, and then that was that because I mean.
And then where'd you do it? Like, did you go in the laundry room?
No. It just ended like right there in the kitchen.
I don't believe it.
We just made out though. We didn't like hook up. We just made out.
You
That
did
was
not
it.
have intercourse?
No intercourse whatsoever.
Does that make you feel better?
No.
Wendy, she's just dramatic.
She
needs to
probably
get
waited
over
for
it.
me to
There was no
sleep.
oral sex
Go down.
involved?
No oral sex, no nothing.
Order, order.
No
We're all
nothing.
grown-ups here. Look, come on,
Yes.
let's talk.
Yeah.
There was no oral sex involved?
No, whatsoever.
So you kissed and that was it?
That was it. So I didn't feel like I owed her any. I'm grown, Wendy. First of all, I don't give my parents a progress report about what I do.
Okay.
I don't think I should give her one either.
Okay, Ebony, let me check back in with Crystal. Crystal, how'd you find this out?
Okay, so she's the CIA agent, so I had to do my own investigation and go through her phone, and I saw that my brother was in her DMs, so I did a little more.
Why were you in her phone? Why?
Because she is sneaky,
But
Wendy.
she don't trust me.
I'm an open book. She knows everything about me, Wendy, and I don't. She's a CIA.
No one knows everything about
She
anyone.
does. She does. She's a CIA agent. I had to do my own digging, so.
So you went through her phone.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
I did.
And
I pulled a
Very much
page
so.
of her book.
okay.
Very much so.
Yep.
But see, Wendy, I'm an only child, so I'm not used to calling people up. I'm used to doing things my own way and
Gotcha.
doing my business my own way.
Yeah.
So she's an open book. That's fine. But
Yes.
if she asks me, I'll tell her. She
Yes.
didn't have to go snoop through my phone.
Why do I have to
Right.
find out from other people?
So what is your brother's reaction to this, Crystal?
I don't even want to talk to him about it.
You're being very
I'm
childish.
just, no, I'm not.
being very dramatic.
I'm ignoring.
So you don't want to talk to your, wait, all right, I've got to make my final ruling.
Okay.
You know, in the case of Crystal versus Ebony, I rule in favor of Ebony.
Thank you.
I do. Crystal, you need to grow up. Grow up. Nobody is an open book, dear.
Wow.
That's
All right, it is time to hear case number 2.
Asa is the plaintiff. He's been living with his girlfriend in New York City for their entire relationship. He says 8 years of city life is more than enough, and he wants to move out to the country. Caroline is the defendant. She loves the glitz and glamour of the city and says there's no way she's moving to the country.
Okay, so Asa,
Yes. How you doing, Wendy?
how you doing, Asa?
Well, thank you.
So clearly you're ready for the country.
I'm ready.
I love your whole country look.
Thank you.
And I
Thank you.
love your mane of hair.
Oh, thank you, Wendy.
So let's get to the bottom of it. Who wants to live in the country when you got the city?
I would love to move out. You know, we spent our 20s here. That was always my intention, was to kind of live those best years in the city while you have the excitement and the energy and the youthfulness. And I just think in order for us to move forward in our relationship and with our lives, we need a little more space. We need to discover the wonders of nature.
And I see you're 31.
Yes.
Do you have children?
We do not.
And you guys have been together for the whole 8 years that you met here and you live here?
We met back home in outside of Philadelphia, but
Okay.
I kind of moved to the city to be with her, and now I feel like it's a long time ago, but I feel like now it's time that we go my direction.
Geography, you know, is a big deal breaker, in my opinion,
For sure.
in Wendy's court. All right,
We need
Caroline.
Well, that's why we need you.
we need your help because I think New York City is the best place in the world.
Hello.
I cannot imagine being anywhere else.
Caroline is 30 years old, and I see that you went to FIT and you are a fashion student.
I was. And that's why I love New York City. There's always something to wear or see or eat or anything you want to do. It's here.
Do you remember when Carrie went to the woods with that woodsman on Sex and the City? It doesn't work out.
Nothing good happens.
It doesn't work out. So, could you by any chance not move all the way up? Like when you say the country, where are you talking about, man?
Right?
The Adirondack?
I just need a little bit of fresh air. We need to be out. You know, the energy of the city sometimes, and you can't save money. It'll keep you in your 20s forever if you don't get out now.
There's lawns and trees.
Right? We can
Get a
go to
place
the
in Long
park.
Island.
I'm not
Westchester?
totally against that, but as far as living kind of where we do, I step out of my house every day with my dog onto broken glass and trash. It's more the greenery, the lawn,
He can take the dog to the park. I don't know what he's talking about. We have plenty of nature here. You can walk down 28th Street,
Caroline,
Floral District.
So you're not even willing to compromise, perhaps, if Long Island was the move?
Yeah, perhaps we could talk about it. If it's close enough to the city, sure.
That's a lot of commuting on your part.
It is, but you know, if we can get a good setup going, then maybe, but.
So is there compromise? Because it's time for my ruling.
I think that's why we need you,
We
Wendy.
need you. Whatever you think.
All right, well, I rule in the favor of this is not going to work. Order. I rule in the favor of it's not going to work. You cannot make him live in the city. He will grow to resent you. You cannot push her in the country. You saw what that did with Aiden and that madman. With Carrie, you know, on Sex and the City. But if you can, by chance, work something out, maybe it'll be a compromise. I don't even know that that'll work. Good luck to you guys. I wish you well. This court is adjourned. If you want to be on Judge Wendy, they're real cases by real people. Go to wendyshow.com. Okay, here to break down the hottest movies for the holidays is pop culture expert Chris Witherspoon. Welcome back.
Thank you, Wendy.
How are you doing?
Great.
All right, Chris, we've got a lot to get through.
A lot, yes.
All right, so what's our first one?
Our first film is called Second Act. Now, this one stars real-life best friends Jennifer Lopez and Leah Remini. It's their first time headlining a movie together, which is kind of crazy. Leah Remini is the godmother of Jennifer Lopez's kids, which is kind of amazing. But in this film, J-Lo plays a store clerk. You see her right now. She's working in Queens, a store clerk who gets passed over for a really big promotion, but she's like, I'm not having it. I'm gonna go create a fake resume, replete with a Ivy League business school degree and everything, but she gets this really big corporate executive job, but she's faking it. Doesn't know what to do. She's faking it. But she has the street smarts, but has to come clean, essentially, because she's really not supposed to have this job. But it's a really great return to what I think J-Lo does so best. I love the movie Made in Manhattan. You guys like that film, Made in Manhattan? And to me, it has that feel. It's shot in New York. It's the Queens girl on the come up. J-Lo at her best, and she's done some TV that hasn't really done too well, but I think this is her sweet spot, the romantic comedy.
I like the idea of the besties acting together.
Yeah, I mean, it's finally about time.
All right, so Second Act hits theaters, everybody, on December 21st. Carlos, what's next?
The next one is Mary Poppins Returns. This one stars Emily Blunt. She's playing this magical nanny. We all love Mary Poppins, and it's been 54 years since we've seen this character. The first film came out in 1964, but Emily Blunt is not trying to do a redo of Mary Poppins. It's a sequel, so it's picking back up 25 years after Mary Poppins left. This time, Michael Banks, one of the children that Mary Poppins raised. He's in big trouble. He's about to lose his home. He lost his wife, so Emily Blunt's character is kind of sweeping in, trying to save the day. We just saw Lin-Manuel Miranda. You know him from the Broadway show Hamilton. I think that he, in a lot of ways, is really the one who steals the show. You might wonder, is Julie Andrews going to be in this film, the legendary Julie Andrews? She's not in this movie. She said she wanted to really give Emily Blunt a chance to shine. She wanted to give her a chance to really come through, and she thought if she was going to be in the film, she might steal the show. But you will see Dick Van Dyke at 92 years old in this film. He's incredible. Yes, yes.
Mary Poppins, everybody, hits theaters on December 19th. Chris, what's next?
Next up is a film called If Beale Street Can Talk. It's kind of like my favorite art house film this holiday season. And you might know Barry Jenkins, the director. He directed the film Moonlight. He won an Oscar for that. A lot of buzz and a lot of hype around this film. Folks are wondering what's going to be after Moonlight. It is this film. It's incredible. It stars Regina King, Coleman Domingo, Brian Tyree Henry from Atlanta, and two young rising stars you guys should know, Kiki Lane and Stefan James. She's on the show on Amazon called Homecoming. But the whole story is a woman in Harlem is trying to basically prove her fiancé is innocent after he's accused of raping a woman. So it's a very deep, deep story. It's slow-paced at times, but to me, it's a really beautiful, black sort of art house film that we need right now, and Barry Jenkins does deliver. Oscar buzz.
Well,
yeah, and Regina King, it's one of those films, I love Regina King. I feel like she's doing really well on film, but there's like a really some small scenes that are Oscar-worthy. I think she will get a Best Supporting Actress nominee.
Okay, If Beale Street Could Talk, everybody, hits theaters on December 14th. What do you have next,
Next up, we have a film called Bird Box, and this one is on Netflix, so you can stay home and Netflix and chill. You can stay in your little snuggies and watch it, but it stars Sandra Bullock, Sarah Paulson, John Malkovich, Trevante Rose, and Lil Rel. But basically, it's one of those really freaky sort of post-apocalyptic stories where now they're in this post-apocalyptic society. These creatures have kind of created or destroyed the earth as we know it and now inhabit it, but you have to stay blindfolded. You cannot look at them. If you look at them, you go insane and you die. So it's a really sort of scary, creepy premise. And if you like the film A Quiet Place, this is kind of A Quiet Place, but it's all about sight, not about sound. Yeah, sort of crazy. Wendy, you're not into it?
Bird Box is on Netflix. No, the whole I'm just not.
It's too scary.
December
it's too scary.
21st. Carlos, What's next?
Next up,
excuse me, Chris.
It's
what's
okay.
next?
You can keep calling me Carlos. I'm like, that's my little Spanish alter ego, Carlos. Yes.
I've called you Carlos the whole time.
I know. I'm into it, though.
You've answered to it the whole time.
I'm into it. I'm like, okay, that's my new alter ego. So next up is a film called Vox Lux, and that really means voice of light in Latin. And it stars Natalie Portman. She plays a young girl named Celeste, who her friends basically get killed in like this really big mass shooting. And she sings this beautiful song at a tribute at a funeral, and it goes viral. She becomes an overnight sensation, a pop star. And this is really about the perils of being a pop star. Natalie Portman's character kind of becomes an alcoholic, a hot mess, and now she's trying to revitalize her career. And we love Sia, right? The singer Sia. Sia wrote the score for this, and Natalie Portman's actually singing in this film. And she shot it in just 10 days. I'm a little bit surprised though, Wendy, because we just saw Lady Gaga in A Star Is Born, and I'm curious to see if audiences will come out in droves to see this because it's so close to A Star Is Born, and it's kind of a similar story. You know?
This sounds a little bit more modern, though.
It is more modern, and again, Sia, you know, it's very pop, it's very Lady Gaga-ish.
I mean, people being shot in a mass shooting.
No, it's true, it's very timely.
And the song
That's a very
going
timely
viral.
story. Yes.
And then she's thrown into being a pop star and then turns into a drug addict. That is right up our lane.
Wendy, right? And we see so many stars. Everybody. We see so many overnight stars now that don't really have the grooming, you know? They're just like overnight. So this is a great cautionary tale. Yes.
It hits theaters on December 7th. Chris!
Yes, Chris/Carlos. The last film is called Welcome to Marwen, and this one stars Steve Carell. We love him in The Office, right, you guys? This is him now playing a very dramatic role. Also, Leslie Mann and Janelle Monáe steals the show in this film, you guys. But it's basically a true story of a military veteran who gets beat up outside of a bar, and he loses his memory. He gets brain damage, is in a coma for several days, and comes out thinking it's 1984. And his way of sort of revitalizing himself and therapizing himself is creating this sort of make-believe world of these little dolls in his backyard. He creates these dolls. So you see that these actors are playing themselves, but also playing the dolls. It's kind of twisted and quirky, but it's based on a true story, and it's cool. It's cool cinematography. But Janelle Monáe, to me, Wendy, she really steals the show in this film.
I've heard that.
Yes.
I have heard that.
Yeah, she was in 2 Oscar-nominated films, Hidden Figures and Moonlight, and I believe this might be her 3rd Oscar nomination. She's picking the right film. She has a good agent.
Dolls?
Yeah, dolls. They're dolls that come to life. It looks cool on screen. It's
Welcome
cool when you see it in theaters.
to Marwen. Hits theaters on December 21st. Chris Witherspoon, Carlos, thank you so much for being here.
Happy holidays, Wendy.
Happy holidays to you, too. For more information on these films, go to wendyshow.com.